Welcome back to the sessions on the subject marketing management. Myself is Umrez, working as an assistant professor, Department of MBA, MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. In today's session, I am going to talk about brand identity. With respect to this brand identity, we will start with understanding what is the meaning and definition of brand identity. Then we will learn what are the basic objectives of brand identity. Then we will move analyzing what key elements or else what are the basic importance of a brand identity, how we will have a brand prism, what are the 6 dimensions of brand prism, what are the factors influencing this brand identity, and next we will discuss about the various benefits and challenges of brand identity. And this session will be concluded with learning some basic examples of brand identity. Now let us start the session with the first concept, that is meaning and definition of brand identity. Now, as in the previous session, as we discussed, what is a brand? Brand represents, as it might be any logo, symbol, or it might be any name, yes, per place or personality, anything. But all these elements, when we will call this as a brand identity, means when there is certain uniqueness is present. Unique identity, if it is creating, it is differentiating our brand, our product from the other products, competitive products, then we will consider all such type of associations will be known as brand. Now, what is the concept of this brand identity? Brand identity represents the unique set of brand elements that an organization creates to portray the brand right image and distinguish it from the competitors. So here you may think that it is the basic definition of a brand. To understand what is brand identity, we should be able to differentiate 2 basic concepts. One is brand identity, the other one is brand image. Now, here both will looks like the same. Brand, one is brand identity, other one that we have, it is brand image. Now, brand identity, for example, I am the manufacturer of this pen. How I want to make my customers to identify, to treat my pen in the market. Either it is a quality pen, either I want to promote it and make the customer to identify as a low price pen, reusable pen. How? That we will consider it as a brand identity. But what is brand image? I have launched my product into the market as a low price product in that respective category, but the customers are perceiving that it is a cheap product. Low price is my concept, but the customer perceived that as cheap. This is brand image. So how a company want to make itself to be identified by the customers, that concept is, we'll call it as brand identity. Now how we will do is by using the different features, characteristics that we will use. It represents how a company want customers to perceive its brand, how you want to make your customers to understand you, that we will call it as brand identity. Now, one of the basic definition defined by David Acker, that we have a brand identity is a set of brand associations. Now, what are associations? Again, what we said, logo, name, place, personality, etc., etc. That a brand strategist aspires to create or maintain. Now, what a brand strategist want to create or link with a product, that all such type of associations, as we'll call them as brand identity. Now, what are the objectives? Why I needed to create an identity for my brand? So, for why I needed to create a brand identity means the basic definition of brand identity, as we said, in order to differentiate our product from the other competitive products in the market. Now, there are number of brands might be, number of products might be available which are fulfilling the same need of customers. Some X, Y, Z, X, Y, A, B, C, D, many brands are available. Then how do the customer will identify me, will select my product in the market? For that, as we will link with brand identity. So differentiate the brand from the existing competitors. And the next one that we have, it is create the customer recognition. We are helping the customers to recognize us in the market. Now whenever we are making the customers to recognize, then ultimately what happen, when our product is a quality product, definitely it will help for building the trust and credibility among the customers. And at the same time, it will also create the value of a product. For example, when in a detergent sector that we will consider, we have at one extreme point, that is XXX, the other extreme point, let us consider this as a Henko. Now, how we are this brand identity that we have created, it is giving a sign to the customers, to the market, that how they will understand us. What is the value of our product in the market? Now the Henko will be considered as the most valuable product in quality and valuable product in the detergent powder sector. But whereas the XXX, yes, it is very reasonable or low price product. So the brand identity, if we have communicated effectively, then it will makes us to identify the value of a brand. Now develop emotional connections. Is when our brand has been communicated effectively to the public, then it will automatically attached with the customers, with its customers. So it will help to connect, to build a strong emotional connect between the customers and a brand. The next one that we have, it is support premium pricing. When your product is reputed in the market, a brand identity has been created in a reputation among the reputed brand, then ultimately what happened, even we are selling the product at higher prices, but still the customers will accept that, because there is an identity for your brand. With that identity, they'll accept even that premium prices what we are charging from them. And at the same time, this will enhances customer loyalty. Customer loyalty means repetitive purchases must be done. Now, by using this differentiation strategy, as we are making the customers to use our product repetitively, then ultimately the customer loyalty, attachment with the customers will be increased, and it will also helpful for increasing brand equity. Now, what is brand equity? For example, a company is manufacturing 3 to 4 different types of products. Take Amul. What are the different products that the Amul is offering? Let us assume for understanding 5 different products like milk, curd, paneer, butter, and at the same time ghee. There are 5 different brands that the Amul is offering. Now, when the demand for Amul butter is high, but whereas the Amul paneer is high, but for the other products, let us consider that the demand is not up to the mark. In that case, Amul will be considered under the successful brands? May not be. So when we will create the brand identity in clear sense, not only the specific 2 products of that company, it will also influences on the other brands, then ultimately the customer will buy the product. So these are the basic objectives why an organization must go for brand identity. Let us move on to the next slide that explains us about importance of brand identity. Now, why we need to create that brand identity, how it is beneficial to the organization. It will create the first impression. Now, whenever your brand has been already reputed in the market, then ultimately whenever the customer will listen to your brand, a type of positive impression will be created towards your brand and product. It will help the customers to recognize the brand very quickly. Whenever the customer went to a shop to purchase the product, does under a category only 1 or 2 products will be available? Means no, there are lot of products might be available with different qualities, sizes, different companies, offerings, etc., etc. In that case, if our brand identity has been communicated clearly, then it is very easy to the customers to identify our brand. Definitely, it will improve the trust. Why? An identity has been created and it has been circulated in the market. Definitely, the customers will trust on that brand. Next, it will enhances brand recall. Now, what is the concept of brand recall and why we need to enhance the recall? Whenever we will go to any shop to purchase a brand, as I said, under a single category, I want to buy a pen. Does only 1 or 2 brands available? Means no, n number of brands are available in the market. Among them, how do we select a specific brand? That is present in my mind. Recently, which I heard, a positive impression that has created in my mind, ultimately we will go and by that respective brand only. So for that, what we require? Brand recall. So brand recall helps an organization, a customer, to identify the specific company product and sell them. It will also support for consistent marketing communication. So in order to perform the marketing activities, promotional activities effectively, it is very easy. For example, I am the sales executive at Tata Industries. Tata products are very well known in the market. In that case, even though it is a new brand entered into the market, still the customer will have a positive spirit, positive opinion on the product. Definitely it will become easy for me to communicate, to explain about the features of that product to my customers. Next one, it will build long run relationship with the customers. So as the customer trust increases, then ultimately the customer will stick on with that company for a long period of time. It will also increases competitive advantages. How? When your product has been differentiated from the other competitive brands, then ultimately it will help for gaining the competitive advantages. And the last one that we have, it will improve the reputation of an organization. When the identity has for your product increase, then many of the customers, public knows about your brand, then ultimately the reputation will increases. These are the few points that will explain us about what are the basic importance of brand identity. The next one that we have, it is brand identity prism. Now it is in the shape of a prism. Because of that, as we'll call that as a brand identity prism, as every prism will have 6 faces. Because of that, as the Skepper has proposed 6 dimensions of a brand identity. Now what are those 6 dimensions that we have? Like physics, personality, culture, relationship, self-image, as well as reflection. Now that means why this prism concept, what it is helping us, what it is teaching us. So from this, as we will understand how to create a brand identity, which element, how it will communicate, and how to develop that one. Now let us enter into that. The first element that we have according to this Skepper's model, that is physics. Now what is the physics represents here? The physical qualities and tangible elements, added values. Now whatever the tangible features that are associated with a product, with a brand, all such type of elements, as we'll call them as physics. Like a design of a product, premium products that we have, where its shape, its size, packaging, raw material, the labeling, then the information that is provided on to the customers, everything, all such type of elements, as we'll call them as physics. Now with this element, as we can able to create a brand identity. The second one that we have, it is brand personality. Now what is the concept of this personality? As I said, there are many brands available within a single category of products. Now do all the people will purchase the same type of product? May not be. Then on what basis that they are selecting? Does it means that everybody is not selecting a quality product? Means according to them it is the best quality. That's the reason they are selecting. How they will select that? We will generally select the brands or products that will suit to my personality. So like youngsters that we have, youngster, if we will when we will talk about a two-wheeler, if the person is an youngster, do they will purchase the TVS bike? So for the transportation, is even we can use this TVS bike, even we can use the Paragon chappals. But do the youngsters will prefer that one? No. Why? Because according to them, these type of brands are outdated in the market. Elderly brands. Because of that, they might not prefer that, and some emerging brands that they will prefer. It means that from this we can clearly say that every brand will be attached, will have its own personality. The way it speaks of its goods and services shows what kind of person it will be. Now what kind of personality that it is reflecting, that will be communicated. For example, there are certain brands that we have that are innovative and creative, like Apple, Intel Technologies that we have. Now it is very well known for its technological advancements. Like that, every for example, does it will be suitable to the elderly people? May not be. So like that, as we will, Apple phone that we have, as for the rich class people, upper middle class people that we have. Like that, as the personality of Apple phone is upper middle class. XXX detergent powder that we have, what is its personality? Below poverty line or just above the poverty line. Like that, every brand will have associated with a personality. Next one that we have, it is self-image. Now, what is the self-image? The customer's own internal mirror. So the customers will have their own personality. Now we will select the brand that will matches with our self-image. So every customer will select the brand that will suitable to them. Next one that we have, it is culture. Now, what is the concept of culture? Culture represents values and beliefs. A set of values feeding the brand's impressions. For example, innovation, simplicity. That means what type of culture that they are, what type of values and beliefs that the product is having. For example, like Mama Earth that we have. What is the culture of this Mama Earth? That is, they are using the environmental friendly products. They are taking the organic elements from the plants and all to manufacture their product. At the same time, in return, they are giving back also to the society, to the nature, like doing the plantations and all. That is what the culture that they are following. Next one that we have, it is relationship. As the relationship here exists between the customers and the company. So how effectively that you are able to maintain that relation. Depending upon that, as it will be created. And the last one that we have, it is perceived client type. Now, what type of, to whom that you are addressing for? As I said just now, TVS brand. Does it will focus on the youngsters? No. It will focus for the people who are above 40 years, who want to have the convenience while traveling. For such type of people, that TVS will focus. This is about the reflection of a brand. So these are the 6 different dimensions that Keffer has defined. Now it is summarized here. That is physics, that is the physical characteristics of a brand. Now personality, like a human being, like aggressive, I have rude, we have calm, we have like different personalities, what we will explain. Every product will also have, every brand will also have certain personalities like ruggedness, sophisticated brands, etc. that we have. And at the same time, culture. What the culture of a brand represents? Its values. What kind of people that they are in the market? What are these values and beliefs? Relationship will be built with the customers and the company. And reflection, what it will represent? Reflection represents the customer's image. Reflect. So what you are providing, what is the response of the customers? And the last one that we have, it is self-image, that is internal feeling of the customers that we have. This is about the basic model that we have. Now, does the brand identity is same for all the brands? It depends upon the different elements. How we will create our brand identity, that aspects will be selected, that components will be selected based upon certain factors. Now, among them, the first factor that we have, it is target audience. To whom that we want to communicate. For example, either it is a child at an age of 2 to 3 years, or an adult, or a housewife, or a professional, that means in a corporate area that they are working. To whom that we are communicating, who are our ultimate audience, our customers, depending upon that, the brand identity will changes. The next one that we have, it is company culture. Yes, company culture will also influences the identity of a brand. How it will influences? What kind of values and beliefs that you have, accordingly that we will create such type of identity for our brand. The next one that we have, it is competition. The degree of competition. If the competition is very huge, then the brand identity should be created very keenly by observing each and every point. If the competition is low, then the brand identity can be created very easily. The next one, market trends. So what are the latest elements that are going on in the market? If we won't analyze that market trend, that uniqueness might not be created here. The next we have, it is customer expectations. Now, what the customer want to see, as I said, brand identity and brand image are the two different concepts. They should be equal. If it is equal, then definitely it is the successful organizations that will say. But generally what happens, these two might not be equal always, because what the customer is thinking and how we want to tell to the customers, there might be a gap in that. Now, what else that we can do? How we can able to minimize such a gap? So customer expectations, how we can minimize. The next one that we have, it is product quality. So depending upon either it is a high quality, low quality, medium quality, depending upon that, as we will create our brand identity. And the last one, as we can say, that digital presence. Now, how effectively that you are active on the various social media platforms. These are the various factors that are affecting the creation of a brand identity. Now move on to the next one, that is what are the benefits of a strong brand. It will be helpful to the customers as well as to the organization. How it is helpful to the customers? Recognition can be done more effectively or more easily. So we no need to struggle. It can be happen very quickly. And at the same time, the confidence levels of the customers, our company will be improved. Whenever somebody is identifying, calling you with your name, ultimately your confidence level will increases. You will work more committedly from now onwards. The next one, reduced purchase risk. Now, when the brand identity is very clear, in that case, it is not risk oriented to buy the same product from the same brand. And the last one, under the customers benefits that we have, it is better experience. Whenever the identity has been created in a proper way, successful manner, then it will give the better experience to the customers. On the other hand, it will also give certain benefits to the organization, because without these benefits, no organization will focus on brand identity. Now, what are those benefits that we have? Customer loyalty. So whenever there are certain things happen, even in the negative context, then if we have the loyal customers, then it is very easy to the organization to survive. Premium prices. Now the organizations, if your identity is clearly defined, you can charge high prices from the customers, still they will pay, because you have already proven that yours is a reputed brand in the market. Next one, competitive advantages. Is the organizations will help to gain competitive advantages as well as market share and brand identity. So these are the various points that will explain us about the basic benefits of a brand identity. Now, what are the challenges that the companies are facing while developing a brand identity? Intensive competition. As the competition is very huge, in that case, how can I create uniqueness? So, previously, if we will see 10-15 years back, the names of the people, names of the movies will be very creative. But nowadays, they are taking nothing and no other name that they are getting. They are taking some XYZ name of a person, a place, something to that the movie. So, why it is happening? Because the preferences have been completely changed. Now, competition is huge. Many has been already launched in the market. Then how uniqueness that we will create? So, one of the challenge is to create that uniqueness and launching your product. Changing the customer preferences. Now, whatever the survey time, whatever the expectation that the customer is having, when we are under the implementation change, it has been completely changed. Digital disruption. Now, under the digital disturbances also created, so that our product might not be created that much of good or positive brand identity. Inconsistent communication. So sometimes we are talking about price, sometimes we are talking about the quality of the products, etc. In these kind of situations, an inconsistency will be arise. Next one, global market differences. Now, whenever we are going to enter into another foreign country, when we want to do this as an MNC, global business, in that case, it will create many more obstacles, problems in entering into a new market. And at the same time, negative publicity. So, whenever something is just little bit wrong is going on, then ultimately a propaganda will be created in the market. These are the various challenges of building a brand identity. And the last concept that we have, it is the few examples of brand identity. Now, which brand, how it is recognized or identified by the customers. Like for this, as we have certain basic key elements of a brand, that is brand promise. So, what it is communicating to the people, what I will do. Now, the next one that we have, it is visual identity. So, whenever we will see what kind of brand personality that the brand is reflecting, like it is a clean brand, hygiene brand, etc., etc. Next one, brand personality. As we said that it is affiliated to the persons. Brand value. So, what is a brand value? What is a current, according to the market statistics, what is a response, reaction towards a brand? That we will call it as brand value. And at the same time, customer experiences, which is the most important factors. Seamless integration across devices, intuition interactions and premium retail environments will be possible in order to provide the premium experience to the customers. The next one that we have, brand image, that we will continue it in the next class. Thank you.